Right. Now let's. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've gone live now. Let's just do a quick update. And it's gone red. That's good news. So that means that I'm monitoring with my phone. It's just gone red. That tells me that I am live. Oops. That means I can listen to myself here. Good. Okay, I can listen to myself there as well as like, but I better not. Okay, so I can talk to myself on here, and then I can talk to you guys. Just say hi. Hi. There you are, that's me, just said hi. A little bit of a thumbs up. So if you're around, come back and say hi. Okay, Steve Francis in the studio tonight, Saturday night. Always come on a bit later, then basically it gets a chance to get around the world. And it looks like the camera's moved. Has it moved? No, it's not too bad. So let me just run through a few things here. If you're looking at the screen at the moment, you can see a load of keyboards. At the moment, I've not got my head mic going through the little box of tricks because the little box of tricks is not powering on tonight, so I'm having to go run through the mixer. This means I haven't got any special effects, so you're hearing my normal voice, which is what I normally have on every day. And monitoring myself back in the headphones, so I know that I am actually talking to you guys and it is going through the system, which is good. Because otherwise it isn't, then we won't be hearing from the other side, so you won't hear me. Okay, so looking at the screen now, you can see 6 keyboards. We've got 1 here, 2 over there, and 3 over here. We've got Casios here, 40-year-old Casios, top of the range. I like that one. And we got some Yamahas here. And we got another one here. Whoa. And then we got Technics. Nice. And then if you look at the screens there, you can see on the top right hand side as you're looking, that is my monitor. That is what I see on my computer here as I'm looking just here under the camera. And you can see the little bar going up and down, and it's saying it's recording. You've got little sections over here. If I move my mouse about, you'll probably see things moving. There you go, there's the mouse round. So the first one up here was your displays and that, there's all them sort of things. If I sort of take one of those off, there he goes, and I'll put him back on again, then I take this one off. There he goes on the other side, then put that one back in, take this one off here, and then we'll put that one back in. So you can see where it's coming from. So that's what you're looking at. I am here and looking at that one. And I've got some special effects going on here. I've got a few lights each side that dance around with the sound. I've got some strip lights which play about and do some nice little things. And then I've got a monitor which basically gives you on the, I don't know if you can see on the top left hand corner, you can see it's filled up the sky, filled up the actual room with a nebula. It's giving the space effect nebula, and I've got the lasers pointing out the stars. So I don't know if you can see that from there, but they're just, yeah, that's just like a red and thing. It's going around, gives a nice little effect. Switch that one off, I might get on better. And then there it is. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can see that now. So it's like a little, I'm actually inside an astro field. So it's quite cool, quite cool. Talking about the cool stuff, on my Bandcamp, I've possibly got loads of more new stuff coming out. Everyone likes a bit of ambient stuff, so I'm doing a lot of that stuff. So let's do some chill stuff, shall we? Well, what do we make of that one? That's a bit of a chill out one there. See if my lights are going. Got some little lights under here. Oh, there they go. I forgot to put these on. I can see on the controls then. I've got 2 more under here. There's a little light there. Yeah, there he is. There's another one here. These are rechargeable ones. They're brilliant, they are. They just sort of stick under here somewhere, magnetic. Somewhere. Lost it now. Where's it gone? Oh, it just goes under there. It's magnetic, and that's it. Yeah. If it gets hold of it, that's it. You got it. So yeah. Oh, I've got some under here and all. Forgot these. Stick them here somewhere. You'll find it. Where's my little magnet gone? There he is. The magnet sticks on the bottom there, and then there's another magnet at the back of the light, and that goes on to the other light. Then that's better. Now we can see our controls. I can see what I'm doing there. I wonder where all the lights and everything were gone. So what we got here, we did that one on a bit of an 8-beat ballad. And we had, let me think, I'm going to go back to the, I think I'm going to go back to the thing. I need a light up here to see what I'm doing. Oops, no, go back. Okay, so we got, what do we got? We got a piano, we did a piano. We had a synthesizer on top of that with the strings. So we got the plonk 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 with the old synth there. Then this side we had a lower plonk, and we also had a higher synth size with the few strings on that one, but the higher lowers. And I could also bring the portamento and modulation up. We also had the double up to the chords. And we also had the full 3 fingers recording chords with the choir in the background. Also with the synth I could run the modulation wheel up here and get a bit more blend. So quite a few things you can do with it. And that was just a chill out stuff there. On the second synthesizer here we got synth portamento again. Full 3-finger chord system again there. And we had the full synth sound on there. I could have put a layer on. Nylon on the top, or we could bring a DPS on. And we could also put another auto accompaniment on there, auto harmonizer, and bring it back to the chords. So the chords work with the harmonizer. I could do a full range chord on this one actually. Nice. Synthesizer 3, we got a bit of a synth pitch thigh. So we got one of them blowy things going there on the auto harmonizer. So you could also put a layer on top of that one with the DPS through. Very nice. So then we can change this back to, let's take the nylon off and we'll just go up to the synth recorder. Interesting. Yeah, that's got some sound there, and then you put the nylon back on that one. Touch the one finger chord, that changes that into that one. A nice chilled out one, bit of a chilled out stuff down tonight. And I haven't got my echo on my microphone, which is a bit weird because it's very bland. I'm hearing it back through my headphones, very bland. Let's see what we got on here, shall we? Let's see what's in the music finder. The music finder. Where is the music finder? That's that big thing there. Okay, let's see what we got. We just gotta whiz it round, and press the button, see what comes up. Enter. There you go. Right. Could be anything. I haven't a clue. We're just gonna see where it goes. Start off with an intro. Always a good thing. Whoa. Well, it is the summer. Whoa. There's only a little keyboard in it, I'll buy it, that one. Okay, what have we got here? This looks, there's some stringy stuff on this one and all, like. Oh, no, let's go a bit more modern than that one. Hold that down there. Good. Go to there, and that one there, yeah. Okay, this one you might know, by a guy called Stevie Wonder. And he wrote a song back in the 80s just called Say I Love You. Yeah, the old Stevie Wonder there. You can't beat that one. Looks like it's on the love song ones at the moment. Just chop him over to the next bank. Nice bit of Chariots of Fire, I think, by the old Vangelis. I've been watching the old Blade Runner, and well, Blade Runner 2 anyway. I can't speak over this thing, I must admit. No, I ain't got the power system on. Blade Runner 2, with Hans Zimmer doing all the stuff there. Blade Runner 1 was Vangelis stuff, and one of the ones that made him famous was this one called Chariots of Fire. Here you go, a little bit of the old Chariots of Fire. Okay, one I get asked for every week. And I like it and all. Let's do a little bit of this. This one is Human. Okay, well that's the Human, and we always think, what can we put to that one? I know, I'll put a bit of Coldplay. So we'll take it up an octave, and we'll do this one. you go, guys. Whoa, lovely sound, absolute beautiful. Okay, let's do another one then. Let's do Flashdance. Going back to the 80s. Here we go. Whoa. Synthesizers, love them, love them, love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. Okay, enter. What's that one do? What's this one? It's always a nice. It's like being on a roulette wheel, I suppose. I don't know. I've never been on a wheel. I've never gambled in my life, but well, I do the postcode lottery, and I think I do the one for the. I do the ones for charity. I do the lotteries for charities. I do that. Postcode lottery, and also the one that you can get a house. Let's see what we got here then. It's a very slow one. like a very, very slow polka, that one was. Yeah, that's what happens when you sort of got so many styles in this thing that, or any of these, they can just whiz it round and just stop and pick something. And it could be any sort of any sort of thing, any sort of style. It could be a fast one, it could be a slow one. Jesus Christ, 192. This is going to be fun. I've just seen how fast it is. I'm going to start off on one and I'm going to give a full intro, I think, just to figure out what the heck it's going to be. It's a waltzer. Bit of a Germany, German waltz, is it? Alberta waltzer. That's what it's called. So that's what we did. That's that one do. Let's go to 01. Let's start off on an intro, and then you always know what it's going to be, and then you can always make something out of it. Yeah, that's a little bit of Shiwaka. Was that? Shiwaka beat. That's a bit of a Swiss beat. One of them ones that you get in the mountain, I think. Okay, whiz it round and press a button. What we stopped on now? Soul beat. Okay, so we're going to go for the full intro. We're going to go for the number 1. Okay. You never know what's going to come up on these music finders. This is what I like. I just pick anything. It could be any style and anything, and just sort of make something of it, really. If I can't make the original thing, I'll just make something close to it. So always start off on an A and always start off on the full intro, and then you know roughly what it's going to be. That's funny. I didn't press the enter. Oh, there you go, enter. Always got to press the enter. Note to self, always press the enter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, what are we thinking? Yeah, so yeah, tango, interesting. Well, you never know what's going to come up on this thing. Right, press a button, not even looking. 70s disco, really? we go, guys, a little bit of a combination set there I put together. Everyone likes a bit of 80s, so I thought, well, we'll put a few bits and bobs together, and as everyone knows, I just hum the tune in my head and play it. Never had a lesson in my life, can't read music, play in 4/3/2, and I got 1 in 10,000 perfect pitch, so it does help. But also I play in a 4/3/2 frequency, which basically means you tune the keyboard down to 4/3/2 and not 4/4/0. 4/4/0 is such a sharp, horrible sound. It's a horrible blend to tune your keyboard into. All the professionals know to tune it into 4/3/2. If you know the secret code, you know the secret code. Hey, organ, what's that? Key Organ's watching. Hello, mate. How you doing? Thanks for joining me. Gosh, it's 4 o'clock. I'm on the last one now. At least you can whiz it back and have a listen though. It'll be on later on. So okay, how you doing, guys? Okay. Yes, it's a bit early here, but I always go on late and through the night, and I can talk to all my friends around the world, because obviously time difference, with 7 hours difference in America backwards. so obviously you're 4 o'clock here, so it's 4. Hang on, I've got to think about it now. So 4 o'clock now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only about 10 o'clock at night now, so they're chilling out. Obviously in America, that's about 7 hours. Going to Japan, that's completely different, because that's 12 hours. So whatever it is now, it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So hi, guys, in Japan. And obviously in Australia, it's not so much. It's probably about 10 hours different. So we're only looking a little bit early, like it's early evening. Hi, guys. How you doing? So we have to sacrifice a time here, and I go through the night. I've got my own home studio anyway, so that's not a problem, and I live on my own, so that's all right. So basically, or if I do have some I have my headphones on, which I've got them on now, because I wanted to monitor the sound tonight, because for some reason my little box that works my microphone, that boosts my sound, is not got the it's not working, it's not powered up. It's on a rechargeable battery on it, and I think the rechargeable battery's not powered itself up this time. So we're on the mixer, and I'm on dead. Well, I have got the actual FXs and MOs going, but nothing's running on that one, so it's a bit of a dead one, that one at the moment. Got it on the keyboards. They're all running FX and monitor, but this mic system is not, because it's just running through a blank one channel at the moment. But that's okay, because that's really all you need, really, just one channel, so you can hear me. Okay, guys, well, Key Organ, are you in the UK or are you in the States? I'm going to say it's early for the night, early for the UK, must admit. So I shall be on for about another 2 hours sorting out the videos and that, and then I shall go to bed and sleep through the day and then start again. Like I'm mostly on TikTok, streaming at night times now, and I'm also doing well, I'm doing the Facebook ones, but I'm also actually doing some I did one last night, the night before it was, on the YouTube channel, streaming on that one, so pop over and come and listen. In fact, really, I've made it ever so easy for everyone to come and find me, because basically all my links, I check them every day, and they all go to different places. Check them out. On BANDCAMP, I've got over 500 albums. No, 500 songs. Get it right. 10 songs on each, so that's 50 albums. So that's an achievement itself. I've got them all on BANDCAMP, and if you go over there, you can have a listen to them, and you can download them and that onto an MP3 player or something like that. Good thing about it is it's not a subscription thing, so I keep myself under the radar. I never put my music on Spotify, I never put it on Apple, I never put it on anything like that, because I'm not needed to. I've never had to advertise. Every time I go on, I've probably got 130, 150 songs if people go on board. Judging by the statistics anyway. So yeah, I've got a big following, but I'm not got a following on the streaming sites, because I keep refusing to go on streaming sites because they don't pay you note. I did put one song on many years ago, and it made something like 12,500, or what was it, 12? 125,000 streams, and I thought, oh, this is nice. We got a nice payout on this one. Did I bug? I got about £1.20, so I told them to stuff it. And I says, well, you've just lost out, mate, because you could have had 500 songs on there. So that's their own fault by being greedy. So I mean, I sell an album for about an £10. I get £8. You know, you just. It's the fair way of doing it. That's how we used to do it in the shops. You sell it in the shop, £10, you get £8. You know. So I mean, even on the BANDCAMP they go. I get my money back. But it's such a horrible companies that jumped in and did the streaming. They're no good for no one, no good for anyone at all. All they wanted is the music for the artist. They pushed it like mad to the artist. They said, oh yeah, we'll get you around the world, we'll do this, do that. No, you won't, bugger all. You wanted the music, that's all you wanted. So they just took the music and then they used all that music to subscribe to a lot of people around the world at anything from £9 to £16 and a month. I mean, you add that up over a year. How much are you wasting your money? And I say wasting your money because you are wasting your money. You're wasting your money because you're doing you're giving your money every month to a Spotify or something like that. And you know, if he went down or his servers went down, you've lost your money. You lost your music. You know, you might be all in the storage and that, you know, but you've lost it. I mean, and you're still paying for it. That's the thing. When you used to go into an album, a record shop, you go into record shop, you buy your record, there's your bucket. I mean, look at them, the 3,000 bloody records there. Because the simple reason is, when I was a DJ, everyone used to give me their record collection. And I ended up from 150 albums to about now 3,500, like. So singles, albums are all over the place. There's 45s here, there's 45s there. I'm looking for someone to give me £3,000. That's about £1 an album, and you can have the whole lot. There's some brilliant stuff in there: Pink Floyd, Beatles, the whole lot. You can make a bleeding fortune. Because I want to get rid of that section there, and I'm starting to get a lot of certificates from YouTube and all that, and I want to put them up there, like, you know. So I've got nowhere to put them. That's the only reason. I mean, they're all good stuff. They're all original. So if someone can't make about well, bloody hell, Christ, he'd make a fortune. He'd make... right, okay, so I'm selling all them albums, £3,000 for 3,000 albums for £1 each. If you can't make anything like about 100,000 out of that, like, then you want to pack in, like, because each of them one of them albums I could pick out, there would be about £20 or £30 a piece. You know, so it's a lot of hard work, I must admit. But there is some stuff there that's going to go berserk, because I've got the original Beatles stuff down there, probably the old collection in albums, that, you know. So yeah, a lot of people have said there's a lot of money there, and I know there's a lot of money, but I really want it out the way so I can put my certificates up there. That's all. Anyway, never mind. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. So BANDCAMP, YouTube, they're all on there. Just check them all out. Okay, I'm going to finish off with one more. As I finish off with everyone, I always finish off with a bit of ABBA. Always finish off with the ABBA, and thank you for the music. you go. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, and Mr. Key Organs there, you'll have to message me back and we'll have a bit of a talk sometime. Okay, thanks a lot for joining us, and I will see you soon. Bye.